Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. Last Wednesday I was out and about and decided to go to the Richland Farmers Market. Now I'd gone to it when it was over by the school, which is just a short walk from my house. And it was nice, but wasn't anything great. So when I went to the community center here in Richland and went to the farmers market, I was pleasantly surprised. It's a great grounds to have a farmers market at, and there were a lot of vendors there. I met John Pierce for the first time, and he really impressed me with his skill and his ability to explain what he was doing. I stood and talked to him for a half an hour. You won't get the whole thing. You'll just get an excerpt.
We do coffee, and so instead of using water, you replace your water with a sap. The last one. And then use like a percolator. Oh man, that's good coffee. Yeah, we did that on accident. Yeah, it did look like it. We don't have a reverse. Yeah, because sugar, so it's not super sweet, but it's just a little bit of sweetness.
Because they say those people that do reverse osmosis, that water that they...
Oh, right.
Well, there's seed in there, but they're small. I enjoy being crazy.
Hey, me too. That's the best way to be. How you doing there, partner?
Just fine, thank you.
Are you a woodworker?
Yeah, not as good as you. These are all your work?
Yeah, they're...
I don't want to tell you no lies now. He made them. Yeah, I make them.
Well, they're very nice.
He's teaching me.
I'm a learner. How's that?
Well, you're doing a wonderful job on the segments. That's the thing that I run into trouble with, is trying to get them to match up.
Well, you know, I can teach you how to do that real quick. There's secrets to everything you do.
I'm sure there is. I was an apprentice welder and electrician, and
I'm the kind of guy that I'm a jack of a little bit of everything.
yep. And I've always learned that I can learn something from everybody.
Well, you know, let me stand right up here and get my back a stretch. You're losing your bags, man. You know, a lot of people struggle with angles on a table saw. And that's not uncommon because we all go through that, you know, as we're learning. But you can take a segmented circle. I use a 12 segmented circle, which is 15 degrees on each side of the pie. Okay? When I do a bowl, it's about a 3-day process waiting for glue up. But I'll make the rings. And I'll cut these segments out on a segment sled. And sometimes, you know, when you get done, you hold it up to light with a clamp around it. And if you can see daylight, then you know you're a little bit off somewhere. Well, that's not the end of the world because that's fixable. And what you do is you lay that back down on the table, you loosen your clamp up, and you get a piece of dowel on two opposite intersections. And then you put that dowel in there, and you put your clamp back on and tighten it up. It forces every one of these joints perfectly, thank you sir, perfectly solid. Now you just got 2 joints that are off.
So you just trim those.
So you just got to fix 2 joints.
Cool.
And, you know, a lot of people, you know, they, oh my God, how did I do that? You know, well, you know, it ain't rocket science. You know, it's like, you get a straight piece of wood, you know, whatever. MDF, you know, if you want to use MDF, that's got good straight sides on it. You know, you don't have to. Anything straight that'll run along a fence.
Hold on a second. Okay.
I bought a little thin fence from Menards. It's about that thick. It's probably less than 3/4 of an inch thick. It's probably closer to half 5/8. And it clamps right on any table saw. And it's perfect for this process because I took a board, a nice straight board, and I drilled a hole in both ends, and I put a set screw in there, you know, something I could put a bolt through and it would hold it. And I forget what they call them spur nuts you get from, you put them up from the bottom. Well, then I took another board, just a little bit narrower, did the same thing on the top. Now I got something that I can sandwich something in and run it along the fence on my table saw. I got wing nuts up there where I can tighten it right in there. And that's what you do. You take half of that ring and you put it in that little jig. You run that right down your kerf on your saw.
You got a straight edge.
You got a straight edge. Now you got to get this edge straight. Well, if you do the same with that, and if your blade kerf isn't perfectly 90, it ain't going to match.
Yeah.
So what you do is you flip this one upside down.
Ah.
You run that through, now you got two perfect matches.
So like you're book matching it.
That's right.
Cool.
And that's just one of the tricks that you learn when you're doing any kind of woodworking, you know.
Well, that's fascinating.
And
Good, how's it going for you guys? Oh, beautiful. And this thing. My daughter just turned, well, she'll be 15. Oh, Bubby. Oh, I'm so sorry. Bubby, you been here? You're my friend. Oh, absolutely. Have a great day.
Well, have fun there, boys. See you guys later.
Yeah. All right, boys. Sorry, this.
Oh, that's okay.
Here. You guys
That's what it's for.
Let's go back out to the car.
Oh, no. Nope. Wrong booth. Okay.
They don't really have too much to.
Man, glad I didn't wait any longer. I'm glad I didn't wait any longer coming back. When I first started walking down the path, I thought, oh, I want to get some of that cherry cobbler. And I thought, well, I'll pick it up on the way out. I almost missed it. Fortunately, they still had 2 pieces of cherry cobbler left, so Lydia and I had some of that kind of as a peace offering for me taking an extra hour going to the doctor and stopping at the farmer's market on the way. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching. This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union, without the express written permission of the parents or legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.